Hallelujah, praise God. My name is Caleb Mutua and welcome to Deliverance Church Mara TV. Today we are discussing from our main theme, mental health, and we are in the part 3, which is the recovery process. We all need peace of mind in our daily living so that we may overcome every challenge that comes in our way. Statistics have shown that 1 in every 5 adults have suffered from mental health issues. And to deal with this recovery process, I have 2 panelists, 2 iconic and professional women, ladies who have gone to the greatest heights of their careers, and they are here to help us to understand the recovery process of a mental health case. Kindly help me welcome our panelists today. Karibuni.
Thank you. Okay, praise God. My name is Rhoda and I'm glad to be here.
Praise God. My name is Irene Molumba and I'm happy to be here too.
Thank you for making your time to be part of this program. May God bless you. Now, in the previous 2 episodes, we have discussed what mental health really looks like. But I'm worried. What does recovery look like? Kindly help us, Madam Rhoda.
So to me, mental health recovery looks like someone who is happy, a positive mind, someone who is very positive about life. Doesn't mean this person is not going through challenges. This person has their lows, definitely, and their highs, but this person they look forward to the next day and they're taking a day at a time. Yeah, generally a happy, positive person.
Thank you. Madam Irene, what's your view?
I think again, she just said it all. Just being at peace with yourself. You know, the moments you just wish would never end. The places you just wish, the sections you just wish that never come to an end. So just that particular pace of happiness and just that room of being at peace with everything, being content with all that is around you and within you. So I think that is really it for me.
Wow, great. Madam Irene, considering that we are living in a world that is highly developed and there's so much going on in our lives today, can having peace of mind for a young person a reality?
Yes, why not? I mean, we all need to be at peace in our minds and everything we do for us to function well. So yeah, whether young or old, young people, yes, can be at peace of mind. And I think they should be more having that peace of mind than any other person, because again, they don't have a lot of things packaging in their doors and all. So I think they should, in my own opinion, they should be at better places of being at peace in whatever they do. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Madam Rhoda, recovery of mental health case is not necessarily or majorly on the symptoms of that person a person might display, but also the environment. Do you think the environment has much to give in recovery process?
Okay, yeah. I think the environment is very key for a person who is in mental health recovery, because the people you're living with, the people you interact with, that is the support system. If they don't really understand what you're going through and if they don't give you that good environment and that good support that you need, it might be hard for someone to fully recover.
Okay.
So we need to give these people support.
Yes.
We need to be there. We just need to be there for them. You don't have to be there like financially. You can even just listen to them, but
yes,
be there.
Okay.
The environment matters a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Madam Irene, talking about the environment, what does one needs to change in order to recover fully?
The people you hang out with. You know, you already know the people that bring the best out of you. You know the people that pull you down. You know the toxic relationships. You know the relationships that sort of build you. Just how people communicate to you. So the environment that you should avoid. Just avoid people that bring you down. People that do not bring anything good out of your life. People that keep on criticizing everything you do. So people that literally do not build your self-esteem, people that do not build your mental health, your mentality, people do not have a positive side of life, people who just sort of have no dreams in future, so they sort of have a sort of a spot of where they're going, so they just try to bring their fears, to project their fears onto you. So I think those are the people literally you should put out of your sort of little space or environment.
So that's the environment that you should change.
That is the environment that you should change.
Negative people.
Negative people, yeah.
Negative people.
Negative people. In that I mean around your home place, in your workplace, in your, you know, where you travel to, just people around you, just not your circle, and just identify the people that sort of want the best for you.
Okay. Thank you. Miss Rhoda, speaking of the environment, what are some challenges that someone may come across while dealing with this recovery?
So when one is trying to recover from mental health, maybe they could, if you don't have a good support system, that might be really hard for you to recover. It might sort of drag you down. You need to have people that really understand where you're coming from, and they need to be there. They need to tell you that, yeah, it's possible. They need to understand that as much as you're making little progress, you'll eventually get there. So yeah, that's the support maybe they could give you.
That's the support they could give you.
Yeah.
How about the challenges that one is possibly likely to come across when they are recovering from a mental health issue?
You can be hard on yourself. Maybe that's one challenge. You can find yourself, you're not progressing. You are hoping to get better by day, but you kind of feel it's not possible. Or maybe you feel like things are getting worse. Maybe you need to be kind with yourself and know that you'll get there. Just be gentle with yourself. And yeah, be gentle with yourself.
Miss Irene,
Yeah.
while we are evaluating the recovery process, because in everything, in every goal, you must have a target. So there are some stages that you reach and you know, now I'm at this phase of recovery. Now I can meet these people, now I can do this, now I can do that. Kindly help us understand.
Yeah, I won't just say about the stages like specifically, but I think what one can do to know that you're progressing in your recovery is maybe just wanting to do the things you were doing before. You see, when you're mentally ill, you sort of put a stop to everything that you were doing before. So now you want to do, if you were cooking before, then now you can cook. If you didn't hang out with your friends, now you want to hang out with your friends. Now you want to be in sort of spaces that previously you didn't want to be around. That is one. Two, maybe you can start talking to people. Maybe you see, when people have mental health issues, most of the time we tend to neglect ourselves. You tend to want to stay in alone. You don't want to associate yourself with other people. You just want to keep your space and you're cool. So this time when you're recovering, you just realize that you want to talk to some people, one or two. You just want people to hang around with you. You want to travel, maybe you were not traveling before. So yeah, I think basically you just start bouncing back to the normal you, if I can say it that way, to the normal you, or to the old self, your old self.
Thank you. And considering that we are Africans and we come from a third world country, which is Kenya, we have so much going on around us, so much politics, poverty, even the healthcare is not sufficient for every Kenyan. Is mental health a priority?
I wouldn't say yes or no, but I think mental health is sort of a silent sickness. if I may say, or silent, no, let me not say a disorder, silent sickness. You really can't tell that this person is mentally ill, not unless you're having a conversation with them. Because you see, if you had an headache, maybe you will sit in a position that says you're not well. Maybe you would hold your stomach if your stomach is aching, and maybe you limp if you're having sort of a problem. But mental health, you can really not tell this person is experiencing this. I think being Africans does not have really much to do with mental health. I think it's happening everywhere. People are sick everywhere. All over the world, people do not sort of recognize what it really is like mentally ill. You see, we don't have sort of like a day. People have HIV days, I think, all over the world.
Yes.
We have cancer days. We don't
Yes.
have a mental day all over the world. So I think it's a bit silenced. It's a bit sort of silent. It's not sort of amplified like we amplify the other sicknesses, and I think that's why mostly that statistic says that 1 out of 5 people is mentally ill. So I don't think we give it much recognition as we should be, but I think we're progressing. I would say we're progressing.
We're on the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
As a country, as a people, or as a continent?
As a country, I would say I have seen a couple of programs talking about that. So as a country, I would say we making a step. Which if we crawling, maybe if not making huge steps, but we at least making progress all over the world. I think I have seen that too. So I think we're just on the right piece.
Madam Rod, do you think it's a priority for an African family to focus on a mental health case?
Personally, I'll say no. Okay, let me just do a quick
Yes.
comparison between African and the West.
Yes.
In the West, basically, mental health is something which is at a very high rate, so they take it serious. But in an African setup, we have this sort of a mentality: be strong, this is normal, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd urge maybe we remove that African culture, because that is really not good. And if we treat this mental health as something serious, I'll say we'd get there. Though our African culture, we have this mentality of, oh, it's nothing serious, just fix yourself. You know, they don't take that seriousness.
Yes.
But we'll get there.
So, mental health is like a cancer that is eating us from within. We don't know what's killing us, but it's really causing so much harm. It's devastating, the harm that is causing to this day's generation.
Maybe I could add on that. You see,
Yes.
when you say you're mentally ill, people think that you're going nuts, that you're going crazy,
Yes.
that you need to go to Madare or,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
these scary places. So we really do not get vocal on what we're going through, because you don't want to be told. I remember once somebody told me, do you have a mental issue? And I was like, what? No, I don't need to be Madare and all.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think they could detect something, I don't know. But again, we tend to put mental health as you mad, if I can say, you've
Yes.
gone insane. We are,
Yeah.
So we tend to fear to be in spaces of accepting that I am anxious about something, I am in pain because of I am depressed because, you know, I lost a job and all. So I think if we just explained that it's okay for you to feel bad, and it's okay for you to get upset because of something else. It's okay for you to be down, to have low emotions because you lost a job. But again, it's even more important that you speak out, that you seek help, that you find people that can hold you. It's okay not to just be alone. It's okay to express yourself, that I am feeling ABCD, I lost a job, I cannot afford my rent, I cannot do this and that.
Yes.
So I think mental health is just about oneself.
Yes.
So be saying, like she said, just be strong and do what you say. You trying to suppress what is already inside of you.
Okay.
And one time when it comes to blowout, you won't have probably control over it.
Okay.
So that's why I think we will go to the extent of, you know, being taken to these mental places set for, you know, the mentally ill.
Okay.
But if we allowed our people to know, I have emotions, I am a human as much as you're a man, you can go through ABCDs. If we normalize such a conversation,
Yes.
I think we'll be a better place than not telling, we Africans and you don't cry and you don't do what. I think just being able to say, this is it. It happens. It's okay to be depressed about losing a family member that is so sad.
Okay.
It's okay to be, you know, all that. I think it's just a conversation that we should put on the table for anyone to say.
All right. So basically, what I'm gathering from what you two have just said, the biggest step in mental health recovery process, it's acknowledging the problem first.
Yeah, you see, you can't treat something you don't know what you're treating. If I have an headache and then I'm given a stomachache, painkillers or whatever, then I won't treat my headache. So if I acknowledge that I lost a job and I am not okay and I am crying probably every night and I am isolating myself, I don't love to cook anymore, I am not eating, I am losing weight, and then I want to come out to my friends and tell them I am strong, that job didn't matter or whatever, you know, that relationship was not as important. I think just wanting to portray a picture of you that is really not it, not wanting to accept that you're sick, you know, you ill,
Yes.
you're not stable in your mentality, and you see you cannot make proper decisions when you're not okay from your,
Yes.
you know, your mind.
Yes.
You have to be at peace with your, you know, mind and space for you
Okay.
to be okay, to operate normally.
Yes.
So I think if we acknowledged that it's okay for me to feel bad, it's okay for me to show emotions over loss of a family member, over broken relationship, over whatever it is that is causing me pain. I mean, just saying people go through this, and I just, and again, I think it fastens the healing process.
Okay.
You see, when you talk, we know
Yes.
what to do. If I say, if she says I lost my job, and I know what to do, I know what kind of response to give back to.
Okay.
But again, that's why I was saying, just identify the people you're talking to. You don't talk to people and they maybe, alisema nimepoteza kazi, so what does she want me to do? As in, just identify the people you talk to.
Okay.
Mm.
Miss Rhoda, is it true what she just said, that when in Africa or in Kenya, basically, when you say, I think I have a problem, I have a mental issue, people will think that you are going crazy, that you are going nuts. Is that the case? Is that really the case? Is that what's happened?
Okay, well, probably yes, and maybe just to add on to something else,
Okay.
people associate mental health illness with
Yes.
a lot of negativity,
Okay.
you know, and you are sort of referred to as because you're low, you get it,
Yes.
you're not operating normally, so you're not at your best.
Yes.
Probably you won't make the best decision that you would make if you were comfortable or if your mental health was okay. So people tend to associate you as toxic, basically.
Okay.
People undergoing through mental illness are always referred to as toxic,
Yes.
negative.
Yes.
But if society generally just understood that, well, this is what is happening and we accepted them, that could be of great help to them.
All right.
Yeah.
Is mental health genetic? For example, being bipolar or such kind of things. Is it genetic? Do you think stress is something that's genetic? Probably there's something that happened in the past, and there are certain people who are susceptible to being stressed out by simple issues. Is it genetic, really?
I don't think so. I don't think having stress would be genetic, because there are many triggers, you
Okay.
know, and like loss of a job or maybe losing a loved one, that is not genetic in any way.
Okay.
So maybe it depends on the trigger, but mostly it's not genetic, because a lot of things, even relocating to a new place, trying to get used to that place and settling, that could even make you be depressed or something.
Right.
So it's not really genetic. I don't think so. The triggers are not, they don't really go back, they don't trace back to genes.
Madam Irene,
Yeah.
if I may ask,
Mm-hmm.
some people, she has talked about triggers. Do you think there are family lines that are weaker, that are more susceptible to being depressed, to being stressed? When a small trigger happens from that lineage, from that line of people, that it affects them so much. For example, in Kenya, we have this notion, I don't know if a stereotype, that people from Meru, they have this anger that just comes over them. Maybe that's genetic, maybe that's not. That's why it's a myth. Do you think it's genetic?
I don't think it's genetic. You see, if you told something and to keep on hearing the same thing that you were told, you sort of own that. You sort of get to a space that you accept. Like people say this about me all the time, so probably this is it. But I think mental health has nothing to do with genes. I don't think there are weaker people who can mentally get ill. I think loss of a person will make anyone will be sad to lose their loved ones.
Yes.
You know, anyone will be sad to get over a relationship that you felt you didn't want to lose. Anyone will be sad to lose a job, like she said, moving out from a place you had gotten sort of your comfortable zone in it, and then you have to shift. Sort of brings a little bit of triggers. So I don't think it has anything to do with families that are stronger than others. I think it's just how I would say some people never really want to show emotions, so we cannot say not wanting to show emotions means that you're stronger than the other. I mean, we equally okay. Just if I cry out of a heartbreak, if I cry out of loss of a loved one, and if someone else decides not to cry, I think we all going through the same thing, just that we're expressing ourselves differently. So I don't think there are families that are weaker, maybe because they are probably people say they cry or do whatever they do that sort of makes them a bit weaker. I think mental health can just find anyone, with your strong muscles, with not. I think anyone can be hit with that.
All right. Madam Rhoda, she's talked about expression of emotions. What does that have to do with mental health? What does that have to do with letting go? What does that have to do with being mentally fit?
Okay, so once you get to express your emotions, means you are at the state of acceptance, means that you are acknowledging that yes, this is happening. So you don't have to suck it up and be like, no, I won't cry. If you wake up and you feel like things are not okay, just cry. Accept it. Yeah, this is happening. I'm feeling sad. Yes, let me just feel sad because this is what is happening. Don't bottle those emotions. Just allow yourself. Every pain demands to be felt, so just feel it. Don't push away those emotions. And also accepting, by expressing the emotions, it means you can even get to the state of reaching out and asking for help, because if you don't want to look weak, or if you can't express that, meaning you can't even seek for help. So expressing the emotion is very key. Just express them. Doesn't matter whether you look weak, just express them. That's part of healing process.
All right.
Yeah.
Madam Irene, do you have anything to add on what you just said?
Yeah, we say people, men should not cry. Men should not cry. If you cry,
Yes.
you're showing your weaknesses and all. And she said it well, that every emotion demands to be felt and heard, and that shows you've accepted what you're going through. And it's only when you've accepted that it can be treated. It's only when you realize that. I will keep on using my stomach example. It's
Yes.
only when you realize that my stomach is running, then I need to seek some help.
Yes.
My stomach is grumbling, then I need to do. So it's only when you realize that I have been crying over these, loss of someone. I have been crying over this breakup for a long time. It really has not helped. Now I have to step up and consult someone. I have to start making progresses of wanting to be okay. So really showing emotions shows that you're realizing there's something wrong with you. I mean, you wouldn't just sit and cry on a normal day. Yeah, sort of ridiculous and funny. Yeah, so if you realize that I sort of lost appetite, I am drastically losing my weight, I want to be alone and all. It's only when you realize and recognize that these things are happening to me, when you recognize again that I have to seek help, and you really don't need to seek help from professionals. Just talk to your friend, go back home, just experience and feel what you feel at the moment. And I think again we can be the best monitors of our mental health. You see, if I was crying yesterday because of this, and today I'm a bit better, and tomorrow I need to cook and all, you realizing recovery process and all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Madam Irene, in recovery process for mental health case, it's a unique thing, not just like any other disease. So it's easier for someone to relapse. How can someone manage that process? How can someone manage to pull themselves out of that stance they were in?
Accept that I'm not okay. Just accept. I think the most important thing is accepting that I'm not okay. You see, when you accept, it will trigger you to seek medical personnel to help you throughout it. So once you accept that I'm not okay, you accept that I am not working as normally, that will trigger you to make a step to the next level. So just accept that this is really putting me down. I can't pay my rent. Talk to someone about anything. Just talk to someone. Do whatever you do. The previous team was talking about how they recover from, So just seek what you do, what works for you best. If you cry, just cry. If you can seek help from a minister, if you can seek help from a specialist, if you can seek help from a friend, just identify. Just do something. Do not sit till maybe you've lost everything and then you say, God is not fair to me, or the world is not fair to me, or don't put blames on other things. Just accept that I am not okay, that this is putting me down. People go through it too. So yeah, just accept and make a step of seeking help.
All right. Madam Rod, during the recovery process, when someone has been adversely affected by a mental health case, don't you think that friends and family are the best person to point out and help that person?
Yes, actually friends and family play a key role to that. But then maybe you could, it starts from within.
Yeah.
The healing process. It needs to start from you. As much as people are willing to assist you and maybe you're not, you people can't get to the same page. So it needs to start with you. And if you feel like you can't handle it on your own, you can escalate it maybe to a higher level. See a psychologist.
Yeah, a specialist now.
Yeah, just see a specialist.
Maybe
if you feel like at the family level things are not really getting well, just escalate it to the next level, because actually the family and friends, that's not their area of specialty. So if you feel like they're not really tackling it well, you can escalate it to the next level.
Yeah, I was saying acknowledgement of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Should it be triggered by external forces like friends and family? Should they not the one who should point out? Here, I think we are doing it all wrong. Maybe you have a problem. Maybe you need help. Maybe you need this and this.
Well, yeah, that could happen also, because actually most people they're mentally ill and they don't know it.
Okay.
She mentioned that someone asked you whether you are mentally okay.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they just sort of saw a behavior in you that portrayed that you were mentally ill. So if maybe a friend, someone you trust, and family, if they tell you check on this, you should ask yourself, why are they telling you this? And yeah, you just evaluate if you feel, because most people don't actually know that they're mentally ill. So if you're not the first person to be able to recognize that, if a family and friend recognizes that, so that's okay. Just acknowledge it.
Oh, thank you.
Again, we have people who can really cover their emotions. I don't know, but I don't know if you've met someone who laughs loudly. They ever happy. They smile a lot and they laugh all the time. And I don't know, I was listening to something and I had someone say that these people tend to be the most who have very sad emotions. So I don't know, some people just are experts of hiding their emotions, and you can really never tell. So I think again, it's just don't wait for someone to tell you that you're not okay, someone to tell you, hey, you're not eating and you're not doing, it. And then something else we always forget. I feel we forget all the time. When we say who to seek. When you're mentally ill, she mentioned of friends and families and specialists, but prayers, I am gonna be honest with you, prayers works for me. I don't know, before I talk to anyone else, just having that confidence in telling God, I am not okay and I need to be okay. You created me, you've made me. I don't know what part is not healing. You see, when leg or you have a wound somewhere, you can nurse it, but you don't know how to nurse your emotions. You don't know how to nurse whatever it is that you feel inside of you. So just pray. I think that works miracles. Just a simple prayer. You don't have to say a word. You just have to sit, maybe or kneel, or maybe just cry, do whatever it is that you do. But prayers really help much, tremendously.
Alright. And so you just basically touched on where to find help and resilience for you to recover free. Prayer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we should put it recover free, but I think just praying. Pray. Yeah, you know, someone can easily put away, your emotions. If I came to talk to someone, maybe I lost my job and I can't pay rent, and maybe someone tells you, don't worry. I don't know how that solves the problem. Don't worry, things happen like this. I don't know, but I am not a lover of such words. So when you pray, there's no dustbin of prayers. God hears, He heals you. You start having some sort of peace of mind. You just start bouncing back slowly by slowly as you pray. So I think if you're depressed somewhere, just pray. Don't run to friends. I am not saying friends are bad or family is not the right people, but don't rush. Just start where you are. There's someone you can talk to from where you are, from your lonely cave. There's someone you can talk to. So just consider.
All right. From our previous 2 episodes, we've looked at some common places where people get depressed, where people get the factors that lead them to stress and bring about mental health. What are some of those issues that you think if we avoid, we will not get into this problem in the first place?
I'd say, let me just say pressure, societal pressure, and that is affecting us as youth majorly because we want the good life. I mean, we just want to get there,
right.
And maybe we don't know that as part of the process, you just need to be patient. You need to be patient. You'll get there, and maybe all my friends are getting married. And then the next thing, people asking me, yo, Rhoda, when is your wedding?
Yeah.
Just let me take my time.
Expectation from the society.
Yeah. Maybe people are having their PhDs, their masters, and
yes.
you're there comparing. Just be okay with where you are.
Yeah, be content.
Yeah, just be content. Just be content and know that you're a work in progress.
Yes.
You'll get there, and just be okay with yourself. Just accept who you are and where you are, and be at peace with it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, contentment is the key. And the Bible says, contentment with godliness is a great gain. Madam Irene,
Yeah.
do you think there's a process, there's a procedure, there are steps to recover when someone has been depressed? Is there anything that has ever been laid down?
Yeah, I think I have seen a couple of that again. I don't think I have again it in procedure where it's point after the other, but there's a time when you mentally when you're sort of depressed. You see, they have sort of stages of depression.
Yeah.
There's a time you have stress, then to probably anxious, to I don't know, but there's stages of depression. So there's that stage of depression where you just want to shut sort of the world. That's where we have places people can go to recover. So again, I will say, if you found yourself in that space, you don't think your friends can take you from, I will say just pray and then seek specialist to help you. But if you're just having maybe loss of job, I understand could equally bring a lot of depression to you. But again, just sort of try to find the positivity of it. I mean, I lost this job. Probably just it's a way the universe is telling you you've been comfortable too much in this, and I want I can't give you something else when you all your emotions and mind and energy is set to this one particular thing. So maybe God is trying to say something to you. Probably you lost someone, probably you came from a very bad heartbreak or anything, wherever your problem is. You see, you cannot speak from somewhere you've not experienced. It's only when you you've been in those shoes that you can be vocal about something. So just as you sit in your moments of depression and all, just ask yourself, why did I have to go through this?
Yes.
Am I going to live out of my pain any better, or am I going to live out of my pain more bitter? You know, people could choose. We make decisions, very sensitive decisions. You could choose to spend the rest of your life taking alcohol or whatever it is, just giving your money and wasting your life just because you lost a job or loved one or someone. But someone else could just choose, I lost a job, maybe I can find something else to do before I bounce back to another job. And without knowing it, you have a company in your hands that you've formed out of, you know, you pain in your weakest moments. So again, I would say be very sensitive in these moments that you're very weak, these moments that you're bitterly weeping and all. Be sensitive and try to receive from the other end as much as you're losing from this other, because just try to figure out what the universe is trying to say to you, what God is trying to put on your table, that you can do better. You can do better than this without this job. Maybe you don't have a home right now, but you don't have to worry because I have plans set for you. You just won't sleep, you know, anywhere. Just have faith that things will bounce back.
All right.
Yeah.
Friends, you've heard it from Madam Irene. Try to listen what the universe is talking to you. Maybe don't stress yourself so much, because maybe that's a sign that you need to grow, that you need to elevate yourself, that's a sign that you are growing, that you are going to the next level. Madam Rhoda,
Yes.
is it possible to predict that at this particular point in time, if I continue doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna end up with a mental health issue? Is it possible in any way? Can you foresee?
Okay, maybe that depends on the specific trigger, because things vary. Maybe if it's something that you can control, because some things happen and you don't have control over them, maybe losing a loved one, or maybe loss of a job. Maybe to some extent, loss of a job you have control, maybe.
All right.
Because you know, well, if you don't perform, basically you can be kicked out, you know.
Yes.
And depends on the trigger.
All right.
If it's something that is under your control, definitely you can predict.
Yeah.
If I continue taking this path,
Yes.
it will not end up well.
Yes.
But if it's something that is beyond your control, you can't really predict. You
Right.
can't predict. It just happens.
So we can tell you, is either predictable or not predictable.
Pardon?
Can we really tell if a mental health case will manifest itself in the future? Is it predictable or not predictable according to you?
It's predictable. It's predictable.
Yeah.
And as I said before, depends on the trigger.
Yeah.
If whatever is going to trigger you, or maybe you have this post-traumatic stress disorder,
Yeah.
that maybe some people have accidents
Yeah.
and it affects them.
Yeah.
And you know, if I have such a similar situation, it's going to go to the extremes.
Yeah.
And there are these people who are bipolar.
Yeah.
And you know, once if I go beyond this point,
Yes.
it's not going to end up well.
Yes.
So you can control. Don't allow yourself to go past that point.
All right.
Yeah.
Madam Irene, we've been told that you can control. You can prevent yourself from going over the cliff. Is it possible to predict of a mental case to happen in the future?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm happily going to know. Disagree. I don't think you can predict. Again, I would say depends on the trigger. If you're not performing, but again, you would experience one or two warnings, or if you may say, you're not working well. You need to perform and whatever. I don't think someone would really tell. I don't know. You don't tell if someone is gonna die tomorrow. You don't tell. You don't tell if someone is gonna break up with you. You know? You don't tell. There's so many things you just don't tell. Things just hit, the universe, and the world crumbles on your side. So you just, before you know it, you just find yourself in the deep end. So I don't think we can really predict that
Right.
I'm gonna be mentally ill next week, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna be, you know what.
Yes.
Yeah, but again, depends on the trigger. Maybe for the job one,
Yeah.
I think we would all want to work hard and not to lose it.
Yeah.
Probably, like Corona happened.
Yes.
A lot of people lost their jobs.
Yeah.
They didn't know Corona would come a
Yes.
few years back.
Mhm.
They didn't know it would affect the economy that bad, that people had to be laid off and salaries had to be slashed and all. So I don't think we really can tell depression coming your way, or we can sort of say anything when depression is coming your way, or the triggers are coming to you. You just,
Yeah.
I think you just find yourself in spaces where you have nothing to do. You can do nothing at the moment. But
Right.
again, like I said, when you find yourself in such a space, do not be quick to blame what has happened. Just find reasons as to why this is happening. It's never that easy, I'm gonna say, but
Yeah.
sort of just don't wallow or dwell on the pain you're feeling at the moment. Just want to experience, why me? Or why did
Yeah.
I, you know, yeah.
So according to you, mental health is an act of God. You are chosen, and then a catastrophe just happens, and you find yourself in that space.
I wouldn't say really that God would want to lay you off from jobs, but again, you never know. There's no one particular way that we told God communicates.
Yeah.
It could communicate in many different ways. Probably you were just laid off because of your ignorance.
Yeah.
I mean, God didn't make you ignorant. So again, it's just what happens. So you just have to. It's not an act of God. Whatever it is that you're going through, just figure out on your own. Was it my ignorance? Did I have anything to do with this?
Yes.
If yes, I did have anything to do with this, don't blame yourself to death.
Alright.
Just fix it. I am sorry, I did this, I could do that. Just find something else to do. But it's really not an act of God.
Okay. Thank you so much. That was our time today on speaking of the mental health, the recovery process. This is part 3, and we are pulling down the curtains today. Right now, I'm going to give my panelists some time so that they can have their parting shot. Welcome, Madam Rhoda.
Thank you so much. So this is what I'd say to anyone that is in that process of recovery. Anyone that feels like the world is crumbling, just know that it's okay not to be okay,
Yes.
and don't be hard on yourself.
Yes.
You will get there and get the right people around you,
Alright.
and just be positive. Talk to God.
Yeah.
As you say, that's super important. Just talk to God before even seeking help from anyone. Just tell God, this is what is happening and I'm not happy about it. I need to fix this, and sure, everything will be okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, probably I would just want to amplify again what I have sort of been saying. There's a friend that sticks closer than a friend. There's someone that sticks closer than your family. There's someone that you don't need to travel to go see or meet. So just pray. God is just right there. He's listening. He's just waiting for us to know that He's there, and then He's gonna open for us. So just pray. Commit everything to God. Yeah. Even when you feel like there's nothing else you can do,
Yeah.
there's something you can do. You can just say a word. Please, God, I'm not okay. I need to be okay. Yeah. So just put sort of your reliability on Him. He never disappoints. He's a faithful God. He's never, and He will never. So that would be my end remarks.
Thank you so much. Well, friends, I think you've heard it from the ladies that prayer is the answer, that seeking God is the solution. If you ever find yourself in any mental health crisis, remember prayer is the answer. Thank you so much. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Deliverance Church Int'l Youths. Like our Facebook page, Deliverance Church Int'l Youths. And also follow us on Instagram at Deliverance Church Int'l Youths. Thank you so much. I've been your host, Caleb Mutua. See you next time.